Hi gems, it's your girl Ambra and welcome back to my channel. I know you're automatically like, what is this whole look? Trying something different with my hair. I really wanted to play around in this new palette that I got from CoverGirl, which is the CoverGirl True Naked Roses palette. Kind of gives you a nice array of like rose gold and rosy blush colors. Ideally what I would like to see on those brides who don't necessarily want to go extremely over the top, especially for those non-everyday makeup wearers. So I figured, why not jump on here? It's kind of quiet. You know how rare that is in my house. And let's just do this look together. So I just wanted to come on clean faced. I've already washed and moisturized. And if you're wondering, I like to moisturize before most makeup applications with my Pond's Clarant Dark Spot Correcting Cream. And this is for normal to combination skin. And then we can just jump right into it. Lately, I've really been loving doing my brows last since I'm going through this grow out phase and it's driving me banana cake. So let's just start with the skin. And we're going to jump right in with our primer. If you guys have not seen my video speaking about this particular beauty favorite and my primers, please go over and check that out. But this is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer Base. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. If this is going to be your special day and you're an oily girl like me, you definitely want to combat any oil that may come with bae. So for me, it's always my nose. This right here, even in my T-zone area. And it is 1000% okay to apply primer on top of primer. Let all of it work. You know what I'm saying? Let it all work out. And then I personally like to go in and start color correcting. So I'm going with my MAC Prep and Prime in the color Peach Luster. Just in my dark circles, any of the areas that I have a little bit of blemish issues from messing around with my skin too much. High five for those who wear their husband's t-shirts when they're doing their makeup. Especially the V-necks. Jump right over your head and not mess up your makeup. Alright. Alright, now that you've prepped your skin and you've laid down your concealing color correction, you can go right in with your foundation. And today I wanted to play in one of my older foundations, but still great quality, and what I have been using on my brides. This is Black Opal True Color, and this is the foundation stick in the color Karab. I always have an issue with these stuff. Then for my concealer, I'm going to use my Better Skin Stay Away by Maybelline in the color Deep. And I'm going to apply this just in a V formation underneath my eye. And what I love about this concealer is that it's also a corrector, so it's more like a 2-in-1. But it's a great color for our brown girls out there that's looking for a nice lift under the eye on such a special day. And I apply this just in the normal areas that the sun will hit, that you want it to lift throughout the day. And I'm going with my same beauty blender, still a little damp, and blending this in. To contour, I'm going to go in with my Black Up contouring stick in the number 4. You guys have been seeing me use this a lot lately, and I just love the richness that it gives. And I'm applying this just in the hollows of my cheek. Around my jawline. Definitely my nose. Definitely along this 5 head. If you guys got a 4-head, then maybe you don't need this. But for those of us who have a full-on 5 head, love, go ahead and bring that in. Go ahead and do that for us. So now that we have our contour placed on our face like we do, then you go in with another beauty blender. I always speak to this. Never use the same beauty blender that you may use for your highlight or your foundation on your darker color like your contour, because you really don't want to mix the 2 shades. You really want to keep them as separate as possible, because then it would defeat the purpose of snatching this mug. And I'm going with another damp beauty blender, and I've actually squeezed it a bit more because I felt like it was too wet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend in that contour. Now it's time to set that concealer. Depending on your personal preference, you can allow the product to sit on your face for up to 5 or 10 minutes as you do other areas of your face, and that's considered baking. We really never talked about that much on my channel, but at this point in the juncture, there are so many YouTube videos out there speaking specifically about highlighting, contouring, and baking that I feel like I may be a little redundant. So I am going to bake for about 5 minutes. This is going to be a lasting look throughout your pictures, your reception, maybe your first look images. So you really want to make sure that this contour does not, this highlight and contour does not move. So I personally like to look up and then drop in my setting powder. And I'm just using my Sacha Buttercup, as you guys know. I love this. Still love my Laura Mercier. I just like to keep that one in my kit so I can be a little selfish and use my Sacha at home. Then to set my contour, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour powder. I need to put this in a Z palette, but I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere that we put that Black Up contour stick. Yes. I love it. Bring that color back to your face. You want that melanin popping. And along that dry line. Do 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 do. Now for the sake of the video, not something that I practice on a normal makeup application, but since we're going bridal, we're going to do a reverse contour to really allow our cheeks to pop throughout the day and really have a cohesive look on the face. So if we need to chisel away, we will. And I'm just going with my Morphe 459 brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of powder underneath that contour. Alright, so while we're baking, we can jump on to more exciting things like our lids. So I'm going to zoom you guys in for that, and then we can jump right into using this palette. We're going to repeat the same process on our eyes. We need to prime these lids, because if we're going to be partying all night long, we don't need this shadow creasing. We want to look beautiful from the beginning to the end. My favorite is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. You definitely can use your Urban Decay primer potions and all those others, but I just personally feel like this gives me the longest wear with my shadows, and they don't crease. So I'm going to pop that on the lid. All over. Make sure she's rubbed all the way in. And then because this is a cream base as well, I like to let it sit for a little bit, because there's really no point of applying shadows on top of a moisturized lid. We need it to settle. And what I like to do is go in and then set it with a powder before I start applying all my others. And I'm just going to go in with my MAC Mineralized what is this thing called, y'all? Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Deep Dark. And I'm just going with my Morphe E8 because I get a big surface with this Papa here. And I'm just setting my primer. All know how I love my BH Cosmetics blending brush, but any blending brush, whether or not you want to use your 217 or maybe your Sigma, that was weird, Sigma blending brush, feel free. But I'm just going to go ahead with my BH Cosmetics and look if it works. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. So I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Morocco. And this is a single shadow because I already smashed that Artist Couture palette that it had it in there. So I'm applying this right above my crease in a windshield wiper motion. This is all an effort to have a more flawless blown out transition, which is what I like to do with most eye looks. I mean, bridal looks no different, but I just think it's the perfect transition shade for brown girls. It has like that red undertone. Just makes everything pretty, you know? So I'm applying that right above the crease. Since, you know, with these hooded lids, you gotta utilize as much lid space as you can. Next, to start piling onto this transition color, I don't know what I'm doing with these fingers, but I'm gonna go right in with my CoverGirl True Naked. Aren't these so pretty? And I'm gonna go in with this color here, which, I mean, you know how that goes. Oh wait, they have the names. Margarine, Mauverin, Mauverang, like meringue pie, but mauve. Doing the most. So then I'm going to go in with my next blender here, and this is a Pro Tapered Crease. It's the number 19 from Sephora. See how it kind of has like a tapered dome? But I'm going to go in with that color that I just botched from this Rose palette. Oh, my nose is running. Ooh. And I'm going to apply it directly into the outer third, but in the crease of my lid. Now that we have that laid down, as you can see, I'm going to do a little cleanup based on how I want this look to appear. And I'm going with my Color Tattoo in the color Leather, and it looks like this. Now, I spoke about this in my drugstore haul. I like to use these Color Tattoos as essentially paint pots, just more economical than a paint pot. And they work just as seamless. Why spend the coin when you don't have to? And get yourself a clean finish, none the differ. So I'm going to go in with my MAC 242 synthetic and lay down the groundwork for the color that I want to put on my lid. So then you actually using the same synthetic brush, I'm going to go back into my CoverGirl True Naked palette, and I'm going to pick up the color. Girl, they be trying me. I do not know how to. Oh, wait. Baby. Boom. It's called Baby. And it's a very fair pink. It's almost like, it's not even frosty. It's 1000% like a rosy pink. And I'm going to use that same synthetic brush that I laid down the paint pot. And this has a lot of fallout. I mean, it's drugstore, but it's heavily pigmented. lot of fallout, which also will work with us rather than against us with having this powder underneath my eyes. And just pop it right on top. So then we're done with our synthetic brush, and then we're going to pick up a Precision, kind of like pencil, but it's a little bit more fluffy, and this is a Morphe E17. It's going to give me the definition that I want on that outer corner, but it's a little bit fluffier, so it allows me to blend. And then I'm going to go in with a darker shade of this palette here on the outer corner to bring some drama. That was being too much, I know. I'm just popping that on the outer and then bringing it on my lash line a bit, to be honest, because I want the detail of the cut crease to really pop. See how I'm dropping it just Then you want to go in with another blending brush, no product. I'm just going to use my same BH Cosmetics and just blend everything together. I'm going to use my Inglot 77 liner, and it's black. Number 77 if you're ordering it online, but... And then I'm taking my MAC 210 brush and just do a thin line. We ain't going to the club, we get married. Okay. On the eye. And just do short strokes. And then we're going to go ahead and prep our lashes for the falsies. Because yes, you're wearing falsies on your wedding day. All those women out there who's like, I don't like it. I guarantee you your pictures will look 1,000, not 100, 1,000% better if you just put on a light lash. And we're not going to go crazy. What I like to use in my brides are Ardell Wispies, especially because a lot of them don't wear them every day like your girl. But if I was doing someone who embraced the lash lover like me, then honey, I may pop on a Cocoa Goddess or, you know, any of the above, to be quite honest with you. But for the sake of this video, I will throw on exactly what I would do on my brides, and that is going to be the Ardell Demi Wispies. Alright, so our lashes are on, our lids are done. Now we can go back to the face. I'm going to take my Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark to brush away all this excess powder. Under there too. So for blush, I think I'm going to keep it relatively light. What I personally like is Format. And I may mix Format with my Plum Foolery. I feel like that's going to give me a nice little sheen, but then also that matte base with the Format. Then for highlight, I'd be lying if I say I wouldn't use it on this day, because I definitely 1000% would. But I'm going to go with my Anastasia Beverly Hills The Glow Kit, and I'm just going to mix all four. You know, I'm going to mix Sunburst, Golden Bronze, Bubbly, and Dripping in Gold. Just throw it on. I love them all so much, it's hard to decide where to land. And you just drop this right above that cheekbone, blending it into the blush you've already laid. Again, I'm mixing all four and I'm dropping it right there, lover. Glow. Let it glow. Let it glow. Look. make sure you get your eyebrows arched. I would say at least a week before your wedding date, just in case you have any like allergic reactions and anything we can combat, you know, as your makeup artist. I'm in the process of growing my brows out, so all that judgment that I hear beyond this camera, I'm gonna need you to give me another 2 or 3 weeks, because, excuse me, my brow esthetician was like, Ambra, come check me in April. Just leave them alone, clean them up, and it's been the hardest month and a half of my life, so I don't need the judgment. So we're going to go in and we're going to spoilie our eyebrows in the direction in which we want them to go, lover. If you want them to go high to heaven or all the way down to hell, your prerogative. But we're going to brush them out so we have a lead way and direction on how we are going to beat the brow. Let's continue. So we're going to go ahead and light strokes on the brows, lovers. Create the brow that we plucked away in 8th grade. Bring her back. Living foul and with them brows. I have no room to talk being an 80s baby. But then we're going to go ahead with our spoilie and just continue to brush what we're filling in. Clean up the brow. And it's okay that you have this concealer because we're just going to blend it out and it's going to look like a transition shade for your brow. 217 and my mineralized skin finish. Multi-purpose, lovers. And then just blend that concealer out. You're blending it out, but then you're also setting it too. I'm going to use my Maybelline Lasting Drama. It's a waterproof gel liner in the color Soft Nude, just in my inner corner and my lower lash line. Ooh, she pretty. Ooh, I like it. And I'm using my Luxie 221 flat definer brush. A little bit smaller than the Sigma one, but perfect for packing on the color on the lower lash. And we want to make sure that we're not losing our eyeliner, so definitely apply under the eyeliner, but very close to the lash line. I'm going to go in with my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. That doesn't change at all. So for lip, I'm going to go with a soft pink, but totally it's up to personal preference. Some people may want something more dramatic, and I say go for it. But today I'm going to go in with Too Faced Melted Chihuahua, and then I'm going to layer Milani Bare Secret on top for a little shine. We set our face with our Max Fix Plus. So we do that to really get the powdered look off of our face. But then I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray to then allow all the product to sit in place. Alright, Dems, there you have it. You throw in your earrings or any veil or head pieces, and then you're all set. I personally did my makeup on my wedding day, and I 1000% wish that I had this palette. It's such a beautiful, soft, glamorous look that you can use not only for special occasions such as your wedding, but, you know, Tuesday afternoon. So until our next videos, gems, shine bright. Mwah, bye. I don't really watch what them want to do. Still I got to stick to my girls like glue. And I'm not play number 2. All I